Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we are so excited to have you again. Tomorrow, Nnamdi Kanu will be featuring in court again for his trial. But right now, there is a lot of underground movement going on towards getting a political solution that will enable his release. And shockingly, another group has also a more younger group has also put their voice, and you get to hear what they are, the message they are sending to Mr. President and also to the IPOB family. We are going to be looking at that in a jiffy. But before we do that, if you've not subscribed, please do well to hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our video. The youth wing of the Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohanaeze, has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to order the release of Nnamdi Kanu as a New Year gift to Ndibos. Ohanaeze Youth Council Worldwide made the appeal in a statement by its President General, Mazi Oku Nnabuike. It has been reported that Buhari has last week ruled out the possibility of a political solution to Kanu's freedom. This was after he had earlier told a delegation of Igbo leaders that he would look into Kanu's case. Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, has been in detention weeks after his extrajudicial rendition from Kenya, a situation that has continued to create tension in the southeast. He is expected to appear in court tomorrow, which is Tuesday, the 18th of January, where his lawyers will make further arguments for his bail. In a statement made available on Monday, Oku urged President Buhari to reconsider his hard stand on the IPOB leaders' incarceration. The Ohanaeze chieftain noted that as a father, the president should not be pandering to the advice of a few people, which is not in the best interest of the country. He went further to state that we are all witnesses to the unrest that has been ravaging the southeastern zone since Nnamdi Kanu rearrest and detention. The detention has only worsened matters, and this is why we are making a passionate appeal to Mr. President to release him unconditionally. Recall that the use of force never worked in the Niger Delta region until the late President Yaradua brought in amnesty and peace was restored. Mr. President must take a cue from that and discountenance those urging him not to free Kanu. The highest New Year gift he should give to Ndibo is to accept the political solution to Kanu's case, Oku stated. He, however, advised the leadership of IPOB to equally toe the line of peace and avoid making further inflammatory statements. They should cease from making further statements that are worsening the situation. They should give peace a chance and allow the ongoing negotiation effort not to be in vain. This is why all forms of sit-at-home have to end. He appealed to the National Assembly caucus from the southeast and other Igbo leaders to continue their effort towards securing Kanu's freedom. Wow, that's a appeal coming from the youth wing of Ohanaeze. But don't forget that Ohanaeze has been appealing severally to Mr. President to unconditionally release Nnamdi Kanu. But one of the things that I will always say when I see news like this is that they have not consulted yet with Nnamdi Kanu on this issue of political solution. I'm telling you, there had been no consultation. So if there is no consultation, it therefore means whatever you are doing it against the person's will, because you don't know if he will enjoy the judicial process, so that at the end of the day, that which has been his earnest desire will be a reality. You understand? Because I believe so much that when they call for anything like political solution, there is likely going to be conditions that will be given to Nnamdi Kanu. Maybe they can tell him that you need to shut down on this issue of IPOB. This is what the government is trying to do. This is what the government is trying to do. This is what they are trying to do. Will he shut down? You understand? Because everybody has the right to stand on what they believe. He has his philosophies, and one of the things he is earnestly desiring is to see his people have a country of their own. So as you're talking to Mr. President, I also advise that they should also talk to Nnamdi Kanu so that they get to know his standpoint in respect to this issue of political solution. What are the conditions that will be put ahead of him that they will expect him to sign? You understand? Because those things must be behind the media, be put before him, so that he will say, okay, this is my standpoint. Because if by the end of the day, you are doing consultation one-sided and you're not going the other way, and the man comes back again and said, this is still my standpoint. I am a freedom fighter. I am a prisoner of conscience. I must keep pursuing until I see my people free from the shackles of that country contraption called Nigeria. There's nothing you can do about it. You understand? There's nothing you can do about it. That's why most of those who have been listening, most of those who have been commenting on this issue, you see them keep saying, let them pass through the judicial process, or if it's going to be an unconditional release. In other words, okay, I will allow you to go. No, we don't have any issues with you and all of that. You have your right, and you have the right to go ahead and do what you want to do and all of that, which I don't think that Mr. President will hearken to it. But they are demanding right now that he should give them the release of Nnamdi Kanu as a New Year gift, just to prove that he has nothing in mind against the Igbos and all of that. But then, I'm still looking at the issue of sit at home also. I think as we are talking right now, Mabafo had announced yesterday that there will be a sit at home today. And one of the disadvantages for the southeastern governors about this sit at home is that it's affecting the flow of income, internally generated revenue, the economic life of the people. That is affecting it. But it's just a civil disobedience, a way of telling the federal government that we are not comfortable with you still keeping our leader inside DSS custody. We want him released. But some other person outside the shores of the leadership of IPOB, talking about Simon Ekpa, has been insisting that it should be a continuous process, which therefore means today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, they should keep on sitting at home just to register their displeasure at how their own leader is being treated. So you now realize that this whole thing is not something that you are talking to one person, you're not talking to the other. You need to come down to their levels and make them understand what your standpoint is, because outside that, I don't see this whole thing working out. But at the same time, the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, I believe that they have what it takes, to get him released from the detention without any form of political solution. If they have what it takes, why don't you allow them to continue with it? You understand? But guess what? I will tell you the whole truth, that what is going on in the South is not really about Nnamdi Kanu's release. It's actually about Biafra. They have been saying severally that even if you take away this other person, take away this one, we will continue to push for this issue called Biafra. Now, the question is, how can we appease these people as it has to do with that self-determination which they are earnestly desiring? How do you appease them? How do you make them forget about it? That is, the crux of the matter right now, because from marginalization, and injustice and lack of equity and all of that, it popped up this issue of secession, and they are still there. And guess what? This issue of secession is dated back to, 1967 or so. It started with Ojukwu, and before we know, it keeps on growing. New people are taking over, and now this is Nnamdi Kanu. So you now realize that these guys really want it out. How would we totally make them feel that they're part of the country? That should be the focus of Ohanaeze and Igbo, and also the focus of the federal government. I like to just leave it there. That's strictly my opinion. What do you have to say about it? Let's interact in our comment section.